Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's podcast. Today, we are going to talk about Scalebound. Yes, you heard it here. Probably heard it here first. If not, there are rumors that Scalebound could be in the works of being given rebirth. It was supposed to come out, I think, 2017, and they shut the project down when Phil Spencer realized that the studio hadn't gotten very far and there was issues and stuff like that. But rumor has it, as of a couple days ago, the producers of that game, the developers of it, and Microsoft are now in talks to hopefully get it going again. We'll talk a little bit about that later. Also, Ubisoft, more cancellations, possible strikes coming up for the Ubisoft employees, and big layoffs at Microsoft and 343 Studios. It's not looking good. But before we get into that, I'd like to just talk about my week. Not really much going on outside the gaming world for me. Just a normal week. Got to see my brother-in-law yesterday. That was pretty good, pretty cool. He lives in Florida, so he came up. He had some training to do for his job, and happened to stop by and hang out with us yesterday. He got to see our new house. We got to hang out, talk. Also got to see my mother and father-in-law as well. That was a good time. We all hung out, had pizza, wings, and just talked. Yeah, not much. I played a little bit of DMZ. I played Monster Hunter Rise, which came out on Game Pass for the PC and Xbox yesterday. It's great. It feels exactly like you would think it would if you've ever played Monster Hunter before. It's just another Monster Hunter game. It looks good, feels good. It just does what Monster Hunter does, which is forces you to go out and kill these massive monsters, bring back their stuff, kind of gear up with the stuff that you got off of them, and go fight more bigger monsters. So they did a really good job. It's a lot of fun. If you're into it, check it out. It's on Game Pass. It's called Monster Hunter Rise. It just came out yesterday for PC and Xbox. It is a lot of fun. All right, we are going to jump right into our first story here. Microsoft slashes 10,000 jobs, including at Xbox and Halo Studios. That's not good, but it's happening everywhere, unfortunately. People are losing their jobs left and right. Businesses can't keep up with the money. They're losing money. Whatever it is, people are losing their jobs left and right. So right here it says, following the rumors earlier this week from Sky News, the tech giant Microsoft has announced a slew of layoffs affecting 10,000 workers, some within its game studios, blaming slow e-commerce sales and a potential economic recession. There you have it. I'm not trying to get political here, but a lot of people are thinking that we are going to be going into a recession here very soon. So these businesses are going to start cutting people to save them a little bit of money. It sucks for these people. It sucks for the industry, whether it's gaming, movies, your local grocery store, your local Walmart, your local farm, whatever it is. These people are going to have to get rid of people so that they can continue to do what they do, whatever it is. It's sad. It's awful. 10,000 jobs lost at Microsoft alone. And there's going to be waves and waves more coming from other businesses throughout the country here very soon. I'm pretty sure of it. Kotaku has confirmed that a number of developers at 343 Industries, the Coalition, and Bethesda Game Studios are being laid off. According to the Bloomberg report, at least 878 positions in Microsoft's Washington location have been cut. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said the company began notifying affected employees today and plans to finish laying off the full 10,000 by the third quarter of this year. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Like I said, it's going to be happening everywhere, so it's not just Microsoft. Sony will probably be doing it as well. Nintendo, all these people will probably be doing it. It's unfortunate because there's a lot of big projects coming up for Microsoft, at Bethesda, at 343. They can't afford to lose these people, and here we are losing them. So here we all are thinking that this is going to be a huge year for Xbox, which hopefully it still is. Hopefully they can still put out the stuff that we would like to see, but hold on to your hats because it could get rough. And Nadella attempted to spin the layoffs in a blog post today. Nothing that the 10,000 cut jobs represent less than 5% of the total workforce. Still, that's 10,000 jobs. That might be less than 5% of the workforce, but stuff's not getting done at that point if you have 5% less of your workforce working. He claimed the company will invest in secular growth and long-term competitiveness while providing support to folks impacted by the layoffs. The CEO added that because customers optimized their digital spend to do more with less, some workforce reduction was necessary to align company costs and revenue with customer demands. However, he noted that Microsoft still plans to hire in key strategic areas. So there's some hope, but man, it's just sad that 10,000 jobs gone at Microsoft alone. Like I said, I think we're going to be seeing it everywhere, unfortunately. Phil Spencer responded to this. Sorry, I had to look for the article. He responded to it, and Phil Spencer, I've loved him ever since he's taken over the head of Xbox. He's done wonderful things for Xbox and done nothing but drove their competitiveness to the max, I feel like. He's very aggressive with his purchases of other, game developers and stuff like that, and has really done a remarkable job for Microsoft since he's taken over. He says that it's going to hurt, which it is. Right here's a quick quote. I'll just read what he has to say, and then we'll get on to other news. But he says, "This has been a difficult week across Microsoft, and here inside our teams. Now that many of the one-on-one and team conversations have happened, I want to take a moment to reiterate the message that you heard from our leaders. This is a challenging moment in our business, and this week's actions were painful choices. The gaming leadership team had to make decisions that we felt set us up for the long-term success of our products and business. But the individual results of those decisions are real. I know that hurts. Thank you for supporting our colleagues as they process these changes." So right there he says it, like, they're going to be hurting for money if and when this recession hits. So they need to cut these people now so that they can look towards the future of business, basically. Over the coming weeks, we will have many more opportunities to connect and answer your questions, including the monthly gaming update next week for teams who attend that meeting, and I am in close contact with teams at ZeniMax to provide support. Basically just says that Xbox has a long history of success thanks to the work you do in service of players, creators, and each other. Your work is so deeply appreciated and valued in these times of change and is integral to our business momentum. I'm confident in our future and proud to be a part of this team, but also conscious that this is a challenging time, and I want to thank you for everything you do here. So he acknowledges that it hurts, and he knows that it sucks for these 10,000 people, and it does, and it's going to start happening everywhere, and it really sucks for our nation as well. So hopefully it doesn't hit you wherever you're working. Hopefully it doesn't hit me and my family. But it's real, and I think that it's going to get tougher and tougher as this year goes on into next year as well. So yeah, it's just a real bummer what this economy has come. It's tough on everybody right now, me included. Everybody that I talk to, it's a bigger struggle now than it has been their whole life. So it just sucks that we have to go through this, and it's one thing to have it affect you in the real life, and it hurts there. But then when you want to step away from real life and jump into a video game, it could be affecting that here soon too. So we all need breaks. We all need to be able to step away and do something that we enjoy, our hobbies, whether it's video games or playing golf or whatever it is. Um, it's going to start to affect us in our hobbies as well, and it's really just a big bummer. A lot like Ubisoft. Ubisoft is a big bummer. I don't know what they're doing over there, but it's not good. It's really not good. They have canceled more games. There was a project that was coming out. I cannot remember the name of it. I can't find the article anymore. They took it down. But there was a project that they were working on that got slashed as well. And now Ubisoft employees want to strike. They want to strike for people being fired, for these cancellations, for that company just not doing what they used to do, what they're known for doing, putting out really good games. So they also have fired a ton of people. And now people want to strike over it. They want to strike and have their demands met, whatever that is, but they want to strike and help make the company better, I would hope. It's really been, like I said last week, a pretty rapid downhill slide for these guys, and it's not looking any better. If you have games that are being canceled, people that are being fired, strikes happening, it's really not a good look on your company. But I might have a solution. That solution also just laid off 10,000 people. Now, if we were in a better economic world right now, I think that Microsoft could easily purchase them and help them get back on their feet and help them produce the games that they used to produce, because that's what Microsoft does. They did it with Bethesda or ZeniMax. They're trying to do it now with Activision and Blizzard because they went through rough times. So I think that if they had the money to, and maybe that's why they fired these people. Maybe they fired these people to save some money and maybe purchase Ubisoft. I don't know. Just conspiracies at this point. But I'd like to see Microsoft buy Ubisoft to help them get back on their feet and produce the games that I know that they can produce. Like I've said in the past, Rainbow, Rainbow, Ghost Recon, and Splinter Cell are 3 games that I used to play all the time as a child and really, really loved. And they're not making those games as well as they used to. Rainbow, they still do make quite well, and they do keep up with it. But Splinter Cell and Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell we haven't seen in a while, and Ghost Recon has just not been the same for the past 2 or 3 games. So I'd really like to see them take a step in the right direction, and I think Microsoft can help them there. Also, another thing, Spencer said, Phil Spencer had really praised these game developers for coming out with games that might have been a little controversial. He talked about the cancel culture and how people love to just cancel TV shows or movies or actors or actresses or whatever it is. These people love to just, if something irks them just the right way, they want to go out and cancel these people or these developers or these movie stars or whoever it is, artists, music artists. So Phil Spencer really commented on how he enjoys the fact that these developers have really still pushed to get their vision out into the world and didn't ever worry about that cancel culture. They don't care. And I think that we need more people like that. We need more people that will stand behind these people who want to create whatever game it is about whatever. And, I mean, obviously within limitations, but I think that these people should be able to take something that they've envisioned, make it into a game, and not have to face repercussions because it upset the LGBTQ community, or it upset African Americans or Asian Americans or whatever it is. I think that we all have the right to express ourselves through any art, once again, within limitations. But I just love that Phil Spencer stood up for these guys and said, listen, I'm really proud of you guys for doing what you wanted to do, whether it's getting heat or not. I think that that's really awesome for the head of Xbox to be saying about these developers and these teams at Xbox. Little Halo news, going back to that layoff stuff. It says right here, former Halo Infinite dev blasts management over layoffs. So people are starting to criticize who managed the developers into this mess to begin with. The layoffs at 343 shouldn't have happened, and Halo Infinite should be in a better state. Former Halo Infinite multiplayer designer Patrick Wren had tweeted Wednesday. The reason for both of those things is incompetent leadership up top during Halo Infinite development, causing massive stress, and those working hard to make Halo the best it can be. Now, I actually heard this and thought about this as well during their process. We got a little gameplay footage of it a year before it released, and they said that it was supposed to release that year. And the whole world looked at it and reacted, and we're like, what is this crap? You're going to be working on this game for this long, and this is what you're going to give us? The graphics are horrible. The movement looks choppy. Like, everything just, it didn't look good. So I heard on another podcast that it seemed like it was just mismanaged. And I think so too. I think that it was mismanaged. They brought in old management to help bring it back, but I feel like it was too late at that point. They released the game. They released it with the campaign and with multiplayer. The multiplayer had very little maps. It didn't come with Forge mode, which only prolongs the game. Yes, it's out now, but it hurt it at first. It hurt the initial numbers, which are huge for a game. And it didn't have co-op campaign for your story. That's what people play Halo for, is co-op campaign. That's why people love the story of Halo, is that you get to go through it and play it with your buddies. When they released it without it, it really hurt the whole community. It hurt me as well. I used to play with my buddy. We used to run through on Legendary and beat the whole game, and then we move on and play multiplayer. But this game had very few multiplayer maps. It had a jacked up UI. It had jacked up game types. It didn't have the co-op campaign. It was a complete disaster. I've heard this on the other podcast too, or on another podcast I listened to, is they should have taken the $100 million or whatever they took for the TV show that was garbage, and they should have thrown it at the Microsoft 343 studios to put towards this game to help it out, because that TV show was a major flop, especially to Halo fans. So now we've got people upset inside 343, which isn't good. We're going to need new management to get in there to straighten things out, because if not, then this is just going to be a really hard uphill battle for this team, especially for a game that is called Halo Infinite, which I would assume they named it that because they're just going to add on to this game. They can add new campaign to it. They can add more multiplayer to it, a lot like most games are doing these days. So that's a major bummer and a huge, huge hit to the Halo team. Another game that was kind of a flop at the beginning, and I felt like was also kind of mismanaged, was Battlefield 2042. Now, I had a ton of fun in 2042. It did have its issues. It did seem like it lacked quite a bit. but it still felt like Battlefield. I still had a ton of fun on it. You know, me and my buddies played it. I really enjoyed it. The graphics were beautiful, as always. The sounds were incredible. The the gunplay was amazing. But it didn't have the Battlefield classes. And at first, I didn't really care. I didn't really mind. I still don't think I really mind, but I think that that's what took away from that Battlefield experience was the Battlefield classes. You had Engineer, Medic, Assault, and what was the other one? Medic, Assault, Engineer, Sniper, or whatever they called it, support, whatever. But either way, each class had its different abilities. One had ammo, one had health, one had anti-tank stuff, one was a sniper. It didn't have that. You could basically do whatever you wanted with whatever person you wanted. Had all your weapons in every class or with every operator. Where now it's going to go back to this class system by the looks of it. You're going to have your engineer, which will have a certain group of weapons. You'll have your support, which will have a certain group of weapons. You'll have your assault or medic, which will have certain weapons. So each class will have its own weapons to choose from. Plus it will have your ammo, medkits, sniper, anti-tank, stuff like that. So it's going back to the old Battlefield route, basically, which is awesome. It's what makes Battlefield Battlefield. It's much more team based instead of just running and gunning like Call of Duty. That's kind of what this last one felt like, although much prettier. And I feel like the gunplay is much better. But so yeah, they're going to be putting different heroes in different classes, and then they're going to be taking those classes and putting different weapons and all that into it as well, gadgets as well. So it seems like Battlefield started off really sloppy, but they're fighting this uphill battle in the right way, where Halo is fighting this uphill battle not so much in the right way. Like I said, Halo finally came out with Forge and co-op, but that doesn't really help the multiplayer, which is your long-lasting longevity portion of the game. So we'll see what Halo does. We'll see what Battlefield does. I'm going to have to reinstall that and get back into that once this new class system comes out. I believe it's going to be in the next update. So yeah, it's going to be, yes, which is finally on its way in the game in update 3.2, which is coming on later this month. So stay tuned for that. That should be pretty awesome. If you're a Battlefield fan, reinstall that now and get back in it. This isn't so much gaming news. It kind of relates to gaming, but it's not exactly gaming. Rainbow Six, a game that I've talked about quite a bit here, especially with Ubisoft. There's a film right now in the works from John Wick director and Michael B. Jordan. So Michael B. Jordan was in a movie called Without Remorse back in 2021. And I believe it's a prequel to the Rainbow Six series. It is a Tom Clancy book. I guess it's a very good book. I read Tom Clancy Rainbow Six. I've played all the games. So I'm really excited about that. My wife and I are going to watch Without Remorse here pretty soon, and to get prepared for the Rainbow Six movie series, which really, really intrigued me when I saw this, because I don't know if you guys have seen John Wick, but John Wick, the director, really pays attention to detail, and it's not one of those military shooters or a movie like that where somebody will take a regular 9mm pistol and shoot it 40 times before they reload. They actually counted every single bullet so that it felt more immersive. In John Wick, he shoots and he reloads a lot. So there's a lot of attention to detail. So that makes me believe that this Rainbow Six movie, or this Rainbow Six series of movies, I believe, that's coming out, will have that same exact thing. It'll have that shots counted, the reloading, the real deep immersive stuff that I like as a gamer. It will hopefully be in this movie, and hopefully he goes by the book. Hopefully he just does exactly what the books do, and he actually reads and takes from the source material, unlike the Halo series, unlike what I've heard from the Lord of the Rings series that just came out, unlike a lot of these movies and series that have come out based off video games or books that don't really take from their source material. It's really ruining a lot of movies and TV shows when they have these games right in front of them. They have the storyline right in front of them. They literally have everything laid out in front of them besides actually producing the movie. All you have to do is look at the script for the game or read the books and then just transfer it into a movie. I know that you've obviously got to do some things to accommodate for the screen, but still, I feel like it's such an easy task, yet we fail time in and time out. It's so annoying to see our beloved stories get absolutely crushed because these people don't want to use the source material. So I'm hoping that this director can do that. He can take this Rainbow Six series and he can push it forward in the movies exactly like it was drawn up or written up in the video games and the books. That's something that I'm looking for. Really looking forward to. Like I said, Rainbow Six is one of my favorite military shooters that I've ever played. I read the book, so I'm pretty interested to see where this one goes. I'm not going to hold my breath at all, period. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see where that one goes. So I'm thinking that that's basically it. Oh, Scalebound. That is not it. That is not it. Stay here. Don't change the channel. Scalebound. The rumors are that they're talking, the developers and Microsoft coming together to talk to reboot it. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's a really awesome looking action RPG game with dragons, and it kind of gave me a Devil May Cry feel. The main protagonist, he's got that like cocky, funny, joke around attitude, and just looks like relaxed while he's fighting all these dragons and stuff like that. But it's also got really cool looking combat. You fight these massive monsters with your dragon. You can also have like dragon armor. I think it's co-op, so I think it's like, or it was supposed to be like 4-player co-op. So it'd be really cool to jump in with a few of your buddies and go fight these gigantic monsters with these dragons. I'm really hoping that rumor is true. I really hope that they do bring it back. Like I said, back in 2017, when they showed it off at E3, 16 or 17, they showed it off at E3, and my eyes lit up. I was so excited to play it, and to hear the devastating news that like a year or two after that they canceled it, shut it down, was pretty sad. But that's just another one that Microsoft could throw money at and kind of help out if they have the money. Unfortunately, now with these layoffs, it's starting to really make me wonder. It also kind of makes me wonder about this Activision acquisition. Are they going to be able to do it? It's $70 billion that they're going to be throwing at them. So I don't know if they're going to be able to purchase Activision. Or maybe, like I said, that's why they cut these people to make these purchases to just further their business, looking towards the future. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm sure that we'll be hearing more as the weeks go on about Scalebound, about the layoffs, about the Activision acquisition and all that stuff. So stay tuned. Keep playing your games. enjoy them while we can. Uh, keep doing your dad thing. Get out there, bust your butt during the day, get home, spend time with the kids, and after they go to bed, hop on and play a little Call of Duty or Mario or Pokemon or whatever it is you play. Just get on and enjoy yourself because you need to be happy just like everybody else in your family needs to be happy. If you're putting in so much effort towards everybody else, they might all be happy, but if you're not happy, then that's a recipe for disaster. So remember that. Also, this week, get a hold of somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. Check in on them, see how they're doing. Show them love. Tell them you love them. Just ask them how they're doing. Uh, that's what we're doing as a church. My church, we're doing a thing where we reach out to somebody once a week, just to check in on them, see how they're doing, and I'd like for everybody to do that. I think that we should all be doing that. Check in with somebody that you haven't talked to in a little while, see how they're doing, and then just continue to check in on them. I think it's a good thing that we need to start doing as a nation, as a world, to show people that we do care, that we do love them. I know sometimes I don't, and I should do it. Sometimes it's not easy, but what is it, 30 seconds? Text somebody. Tell them you love them. Ask them how they're doing. Meet up with them. Have lunch. Have dinner. Ask them over to your house. Do whatever it is to really connect with that person again. Or people again. And until next week, keep gaming, guys. I'll see you then. Bye.